Hello everybody, I hope everyone is doing well today. Today we are going to be learning frequency adverbs. Frequency adverbs. This is going to be our subject for today. Frequency adverbs. So, let's get started. What are frequency adverbs? Well, let me go ahead and write frequency adverbs on the top here. Frequency adverbs. What are they? Well, adverbs of frequency tell how often something happens. Tells how often something happens. So, what are frequency adverbs? They are adverbs that tells how often something happens. Frequency adverbs come before the main verb if the main verb is not to be. So, let me go ahead and write that rule for you also. I'm going to go ahead and write frequency adverbs here. Frequency adverbs. They come before the main verb if the verb is not to be. So, frequency adverbs. Frequency adverbs come before the main adverb if the verb is not to be. Now, let's get started. Let me give you some examples of what I mean. I'll go ahead and write examples here. Examples. I am going to say we usually eat breakfast at 7 a.m. But before I do that, I'm going to say we blank eat breakfast at 7 a.m. Now, if I want to use a frequency adverb and if the verb is not to be, the frequency adverb comes before the verb. I'm going to say we usually eat breakfast at 7 a.m. Here is my frequency adverb, and here is the verb. Here is my verb, and here is my frequency adverb. And in this case, the frequency adverb comes before the verb. It's because it is because it is a normal verb and is not the to be verb. Moving on to my next example. Our dad never gets off, sorry about that, gets off work before 6 o'clock. Here is my frequency adverb. See, adverb. And here is my verb. I am going to say our dad never gets off work before 6 o'clock. As you can see here, the frequency adverb came before the verb. Moving on to my next example. I sometimes, sorry about that, I sometimes wear a tie to work. Here is my frequency adverb. Adverb. And here is my regular verb. So, if it's the, sorry about that, if it's not the verb to be, frequency adverbs comes before the verb. In this case, in my sentence, in my example here, I said I sometimes wear a tie to work. So first it's the subject, then the frequency adverb, then the verb. Now, moving on to my next part. This is very important, you guys. Adverbs of frequency come after the verb to, oops, sorry about that, after the verb to be. And what are they? What is the verb to be? It is am, is, are, was, or were. So, adverbs of frequency after the verb to be comes after the verb to be, and the to be verb is am, is, are, was, or were. For example, I am, oops, sorry about that, wrong color. I am, I'm going to leave this blank here. I am happy to see you. Like I said, the to be, if the verb is to be, it is going to come after the verb. This is my verb here. Verb. This is my verb. And I am going to say I am always happy to see you, and this is my frequency adverb. I am always happy to see you. As you can see, it is, if it's to be, if the verb, oops, sorry about that. Let me use a different color so you won't get confused. If the verb is to be, it's going to be verb plus frequency adverb. Now, moving on to my next example. You sorry about that. You are never ready for school on time. Now, here is my verb, and here is my frequency adverb. So, the frequency adverb here came after the verb because it is the verb to be. Moving on to my next example. The students are sometimes discouraged by poor grades. Here is my verb, and here is my frequency adverb. Frequency adverb. So let me go ahead and read that out for you. The students are sometimes discouraged by poor grades. Here it is verb. Let me use a different color. It is verb plus frequency adverb if the verb is to be. I'm going to go ahead and read that out for you one more time. The students are sometimes discouraged by poor grades. In this case, the verb is to be. It is verb plus frequency adverb if the verb is to be. Now, moving on to my next part.